Today we get to talk about WWE 2K23's Universe mode. We're taking a closer look at the mode now that we have hands-on with it. And we're gonna take a look at what's new, what's been updated, and what's still missing in the mode. I am really liking the overall design and aesthetics of it. Going from last year to this year, it looks exactly the same, but we got like almost a dark mode this time. You can still select between Superstar mode and Sandbox to control everything, and you're still running a standard calendar year of Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and your pay-per-views, and obviously you can change it up as you wish. One of the first things that I noticed is that they've gotten rid of the potential rivalries. This year, you still only have 4 rivalries available to select and set up, but they've gotten rid of the potential rivalries that we had from last year. And you can still change the level of the rivalry from low all the way up to very high, but there are new implications with it this year. This year we have actions. You can add an action within a rivalry. When you set up a rivalry either on low, medium, high, very high, you're gonna have the ability to add actions for both superstars or just one superstar in the rivalry. And you will have different actions made available based on the rivalry level that you have set. For me, I'm loving this so far. It adds a breath of fresh air to Universe mode. It keeps me coming back so far to be able to try out all different types of cutscenes just to see what they are. But overall, I'm impressed by the amount of options that they're giving us with this. Having a very high rivalry between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes here, I can let the AI just run it the way they want to, but I can also go into free mode and just manage it myself however I want. With a very high rivalry, Roman here can do ambush attacks, reversals, and then there's subcategories within all of the actions. So I can have the champ do an attack before the match even gets started, and this will put the opponent at a disadvantage. There's so many to choose from, and we will probably go through a deep dive of everything that you can pick or all of the best ones to pick. Some of my favorites so far are being able to do things like a steel cage fight in a post-match. So after the match is over, Roman comes out and starts beating down Cody Rhodes and the cage starts lowering. We get this really cool sequence of the two of them going at it in the cage after this match is over. Or I did a similar action where I had Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair going at it, but I set up this table spot as one of the actions and Bliss nails Bianca Belair through the table. Same with Roman Reigns being able to do a ladder spot. And there's a couple of reasons why these are great, because specifically with the tables, the ladders, the steel cage, having those actions in there specifically, it can help us if we wanted to table set a tables match or a ladder match at the pay-per-view for the title in this rivalry. So instead of feeling like we kind of have to make it up and we get to a ladder match for the title because it's just cool to do, we can have these spots happen through these action items. It's a really nice touch. The other thing that I love about these that they've included is the quickness of it. There's no loading, something I think is magical with the 2K game. But you're not burdened with any loading. The match ends or is about to begin, and when the sequence is gonna happen, you're just getting a fade-in transition for the cutscene. It never takes you out of the moment, it keeps things moving, and I've got to applaud 2K for getting this to work well on day one and not having it glitch, lag, or having to load it all into another menu or anything like that. And speaking of load times, for me right now, it's loading really quick. Now I haven't gone in and loaded up all these custom arenas, custom championships, community creation downloads for superstars. So my tone may change once they start messing around with it even more. But for initial impressions here, I noticed that Universe mode is running really smoothly, at least for me. Even trying to exit out of matches, it happens quickly and you're right back to the menu. Loading up a match, it loads very quickly. And navigating between menus and options, where normally in 2K22, it felt like it took forever to load up a match or to navigate through certain parts of the mode. This is quick and snappy, and I think it's a big win. Now, another win here is something we had in 2K22, but I found it just never worked right, was going to be cash-ins for Money in the Bank. That seems to be fixed. Once again, I'll say, it's the beginning stages of this, so with patches and updates, it could break something down the road. But where we stand today, at least for me, cash-ins are working. I had Carmella be assigned as Miss Money in the Bank on Raw. I was able to just hit pause during a match of Becky Lynch and Bianca, and Carmella was able to cash in successfully. I did the same thing on the men's side, but I did go in to download a community creation of a Money in the Bank. So I got a Raw red Money in the Bank, I assigned it to AJ Styles, and the exact same thing, I did a cash in mid-match on Cody and Roman, and it worked. So hopefully this means we're seeing better stability in the mode overall this year, but from what I'm seeing right now with the likes of Money in the Bank and having all of these actions and cutscenes, it's making for a better experience. Now here's what's not making it a better experience. Double title matches are not working in the game right now. This could be patched later on by 2K, hopefully, but Roman Reigns is our double champion. He is the Universal and WWE champion in the game. I set up a match between him and Finn Balor, and I can only have one title defended. Even though he has both belts, if you set up a match and you do want to have Paul Heyman as the manager in this instance, Roman comes out with his double title entrance, but only one belt can be put on the line. And this is definitely a downer, especially day one, when something like this should have been fixed after everything we had with 2K22. Another thing that is not in the game right now, and it's a big downer, having factions and tag teams working in the mode, it doesn't work. I went into teams and I wanted to see if I could create the bloodline. And you can, the call name is in there, but Jimmy and Jay are already set up as a tag team. And so you cannot go in there and add Jimmy and Jay into the Bloodline faction in Universe mode. You have to delete the Usos as a tag team and then create the faction where you can add the Usos solo Roman, but even then, I couldn't add Paul Heyman. To me, this is something that definitely needs to get fixed. There's a massive amount of factions in WWE right now, and we have the Judgment Day, we have Legado del Fantasma, Damage Control, and others, but the Bloodline is not standard as a faction, and nor can I combine tag teams and factions together. And I could be wrong, but I think with some of the preview footage we did see, I thought we were able to get the Usos and the Bloodline together. Maybe it was only an exhibition and not Universe mode. Okay, now here's another win for us for this year. War Games is in Universe mode. Now, as I was messing around with this, I wanted to just have a War Games match inserted into my upcoming pay-per-view for Backlash. It makes no sense, but I wanted it to happen. And all I had to do was go in to edit the pay-per-view, and I went to Match Table. And when I went into Match Table, I selected one of the matches to be a 6-man match. Then I was able to select War Games. I just changed the percentage on this, so I knew I was going to get a War Games match. I could set this to 2, I set it to 1 just to test it, and I put it as my main event match. Once I got to Backlash, the pay-per-view card is normal with all my rivalries set up, but now I had this women's War Games match inserted into the card. And I didn't touch any of this, I didn't edit this, so I could go in and edit the participants if I wanted to, but it's great news that we can get War Games in the Universe mode and just add it in ourselves at any point. Here's the downside to it though, and this is where I think they can either patch this, or more likely, it's gonna be in 2K24 as a fix. My whole card works with WrestleMania Backlash, but War Games does not because it's a double ring. What happens is it takes you out of the Backlash arena, and I didn't change anything with it. It just brought me into War Games in NXT. And so we could go back and you could just set up War Games to have it at Survivor Series during your Universe mode, or if you're like me, you want to put it anywhere you want. This is one of the downsides to War Games in the mode. It's a win that it is in Universe mode. I applaud 2K for putting it in the mode because I didn't think they'd be able to do it, but this is one of the downsides. It's a small detail here, but it does break it up for your pay-per-view. Universe mode has a lot to offer this year. I'll be coming at you all week long with brand new 2K23 coverage, videos, gameplay, modes, all that good stuff. If you guys want to, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button if you enjoy videos like this. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.